Hey everyone, it's Susan here, and I am working on a Rolodex card. Oh my gosh, it's been forever, and this one I've had for a long time. The paint is from over a year ago, and I was showing you there that I use them, to pick up paint, and so I don't waste it. And I pulled out a bunch of little pieces from that little box, and I'm using Liquitex matte gel. This is a little bit heavier gel than the liquid gel, so it's going to hold things down just a little bit better. And when I do something like this, I'm looking for colors that go well together, yet I'm also looking for contrasting colors, if that makes any sense. It probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But as much as I like things to coordinate, right, the different colors to go together well and are pleasing to the eye, yeah, it's, I think, always a good thing to have, a different color on there just to give it a little bit of interest. So you can see I have, a few different shades of things. Like there's that little book piece right above where the Rolodex card is on the screen. And that really is my piece that that's a little bit different. So I did not have my scissors on my desk, the ones that I use for, sticky things. I didn't have them on my desk, so I'm just tearing away the little pieces, and I can go back later and just clean it up a little bit if I choose to. So as you can see, this is a totally different color. I mean, that just is like, it almost sticks out like a sore thumb at this point, but that's okay because in the end it won't. And I'm put down a little bit more of a similar color. This is actually a very textured little piece on there, so I got that down. And these are all just like little pieces of like leftover bigger collage pages, or that's washi that came from something I'm sure was mailed to me. I don't know. So, and even this little piece I'm putting on right there, I don't know, it just kept falling like off of this bin because I had it like stuck to it. And I'm like, okay, forget it, I'll just use it. So it really doesn't match anything on there, but I figure why not? And I'm actually going to end up cutting this. I want to use the side that says Choose Joy. And that bird I think is from Poet Spice. And that die cut is from Illustrated Faith, the arrow one. So I want to pull in a little bit of a deeper color, and I'm doing my typical layering. And I think that dark piece gives another really nice contrast. A lot of times I like to put a little bit of black onto a page, but or whatever I'm working on, whatever project. But this time I figured that a really dark blue would look better, since the majority of the things on this little Rolodex card has blue in them. So I want to go ahead and give that a dry. I have 3-4 layers in certain spots, so there's a lot going on there. It was pretty wet, but it doesn't take really long at all to dry. Then I realized, let me see, I pulled out my Dina Wakley paint in 3 different colors because this paint I think is like my favorite to use on this type of a project. And I forgot I had this little piece. It's actually packaging from a Jane Davenport watercolor kit. And I really wanted it on there and I forgot. I'm like, oh my gosh, you know what? Let me just get it on there. And I'm glad I did because I like it. I like it a lot. And I'm showing you that I kept all the little pieces. You know, when you get like the little watercolor kits, you know, they come wrapped. And so you have to take it out of that in order to use the paint. So I'm just taking a little bit of these three colors, and that has to be at least my second tube of yellow. I go through a lot of yellow no matter what brand it is, and I didn't want it to be heavy paint. I wanted it to be where you could see through it. So that was why I added a little bit of water. But as you can see, or at least I think so, when I do this, it's I guess it's like toning down everything in the back. So it softens it up, and the pieces don't become so individual, so to speak, right? So it now becomes a uniform background. And I'm just showing you here. I'm not going to let that paint go to waste. And the first one, I just picked some up, and this one I put water down, and those are going to be some amazing, amazing Rolodex cards to work on at some point. And I also had this little stamp. I have no idea where I got it from. No clue. Who made it? Nope. None. Nope. I got nothing. I don't know. I don't know. I could guess, but I would just be guessing whose it is. I don't know. If any of you know, let me know where that stamp is from. But I like it to add a little bit of, you know, that visual texture, a little bit of interest for sure. Yeah, I have to clean up that little corner up there after the video is done. And I have my black archival ink, and I'm going to lift this up to show you. So they're not quite circles, you know, just a little bit of interest, and I was happy with that. And now I'm going to look at placement for these pieces, and I thought about keeping that all together, but then I decided, well, let me go ahead and cut it in half. So I find out, you know, where I wanted to place that, and I kind of wanted it, like I didn't want it on the left because the arrow was going off of the Rolodex card. I couldn't turn the arrow upside down because the words would be upside down. And I kind of wanted it facing that face from that little piece that I added on there. So I couldn't put the bird on there. The bird was just too big and it would cover the face. So I decided to go with a little flower, and I was happy with that. So that bottle of Liquitex, I don't know how long I've had that, but I'm going to say it's probably my favorite depending on what I'm working on. I do also love the Liquitex, the liquid gel. I don't know. I like both for different reasons. I don't know. You know what? The truth is I like all that kind of stuff. I really do. Because I love getting my hands in it, and I love getting paint on my fingers, and yeah, you guys know. All right, so I hit that with the heat tool, and this is actually a Dylusions paint pen in black. And so this is a really good example of don't do what I do. So don't do this, ladies. It worked really, really, really well until I got to this point right here, and it stopped. It wouldn't work. Now, I honestly do think that I will be able to get that to work again, because I feel like I've done this before. And I don't know, you know, I probably didn't dry an area enough, and there was a little bit of the Liquitex on there, But I'm not throwing that away, and shame on me. I shouldn't have done it. So I'm using this Tombow pen, but it has a felt tip, so it's just gliding over any paint on there and whatever. So I ran out of space, and this is the end. The card is all finished at this point, is what I'm trying to say. I go ahead and I date it, and I put my initials on pretty much all of my pieces. So sorry that I ran out of space, but I did want to come back on and let you know, or show you the final card. So thank you so much. Go ahead and subscribe.